Ukraine's last hope has dwindled. It is on its own now. Zelensky's will-o'-the-wisp to defeat Russia in the conflict has run out of breath. Now there won't be any blank checks for Ukraine. Hello and welcome to TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of TFI Media Group. I'm your host Akanksha. Let us begin. On December 21, Zelensky spent some time in Washington at Biden's invitation. He addressed the leadership of the US Congress during a meeting with the US President. According to the Hill newspaper on Thursday, only 86 of the 213 House Republicans were present for Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's speech to Congress. You would say that Republicans have always opposed military and financial aid to Ukraine. What's different now? In January, the Republican Party will obtain the control of the House, and after that, US backing for Ukraine will likely come under heightened scrutiny. There are numerous critics in the party who do not want to write blank checks to Kyiv. While fellow Republicans Matt Gaetz and Lauren Boebert declined to stand and applaud during Zelensky's speech to Congress, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene did not care to attend. President Joe Biden's strategy of promising to defend Ukraine for as long as it takes to combat Russia has drawn criticism from all three. They noted a lack of oversight of the funding and asserted that Washington's top objectives are dealing with China and securing the country's southern border in the midst of a migrant crisis. US's commitment to Ukraine reeks of a Cold War mindset and their desperation to defeat Russia. At the moment, their main economic rival and the one which doesn't follow a rules-based world is China. Russia has issued a warning against providing Ukraine with arms and funding, claiming that doing so will not change its desire to get rid of what it sees as a threat to national security. Senior Russian officials have said that Washington has actively resisted efforts to negotiate and is using Ukrainians as proxies in a fight against Moscow. Gaetz explained this disinterest in Zelensky to Fox News. When we say you shouldn't send endless amounts of money to this place where we are exacerbating death and conflict, it's like we are traitors to the movement because Lauren Boebert and I didn't stand up in some sort of North Korea-style performance. The son of former President Trump, Donald Trump Jr., referred to Biden's visitor as an international welfare queen. Kevin McCarthy, who is expected to be elected Speaker of the House in the current session, stunned Kyiv and its allies in October when he pledged that a GOP majority would not provide Ukraine with a blank check. Further, the US has denied to provide Ukraine with M1 Abrams main combat tanks. According to authorities cited by the Post, the Abrams are too difficult to maintain and complex to operate for Ukraine. Authorities also claimed that Ukraine has enough tanks already. However, the US has agreed to provide MIM-104 Patriot air defense missile systems to Ukraine, but on condition that it will train Ukrainian soldiers how to use missile systems on its own soil for the first time since the conflict began. The training takes a year to complete, but then it would be interesting to see if Ukraine persists in war by then. Zelensky was rebuked on his US visit like never before. As the House goes to Republicans, Ukraine wouldn't be getting weapons from its biggest supporter and contributor, which has set aside $100 billion this year's reaction for Ukraine against Russia. This was a long time coming. Ukraine has realized it, and that's why has sought a peace summit.